Hello, friends, and welcome back. As we wrap up the first half of the year, this is a great time to take stock of how things are going and set intentions for the rest of the year. I'll try to keep this video short and to the point, and we'll break down this mid-year review process into three major steps. Checking in with yourself, reviewing your goals, and setting your intentions for the rest of the year. So let's start with number one, checking in with yourself. How are you doing physically, mentally, and emotionally so far this year? We have to start here because if your well-being is in jeopardy, nothing else really matters. You cannot effectively go after your goals or take care of others if you personally are struggling. An easy way to assess how you are doing overall is to fill out one of those Wheel of Life worksheets. If you're not familiar with the Wheel of Life concept, it is also called the Wellness Wheel. And basically, it's a visual tool that gives you a snapshot of your life across 6 to 8 dimensions, depending on which model you choose. This one, borrowed from the University of New Hampshire, uses 8 dimensions: emotional, physical, financial, social, occupational, environmental, intellectual, and spiritual. So you start with a blank wheel and you assess yourself on each dimension. To make this easier for you, I found a few fillable templates that are available completely for free on the internet. I'll include direct links to the PDF files in the description box below. You can literally just click and save the PDF or download it or print it. You don't need to enter your first name or your email address. These are not my documents. I borrowed them from different universities. One is from the University of Oregon and the other one is from UC Irvine, so the University of California. Doing this quick exercise is a great way to figure out what parts of your life need some attention. And if you find that you've neglected any of these dimensions in your life, what can you do in the second half of the year to address that? This Wheel of Life exercise is also really great to pair with a little bit of journaling if you're into that. Either way, take some time to reflect on how you are doing overall before looking at your goals. In fact, some of the things you identify here can end up making it to your list of goals. Then we can move on to the next step, reviewing your goals. What goals did you set for yourself at the beginning of the year? Let's start by listing them out. And hopefully you only have a handful of things you're focusing on at any given time. For each goal on your list, how much progress have you made so far? Have you completed any of your goals? Are you on track to complete any goals by the end of the year? Are there any goals that you haven't even started working on? Just go down the list and do a quick assessment of where you stand. Now, for the goals where you are on track, congratulations. Take a moment to reflect on what has made this possible. What are you doing that is helping you stay on track? Are there any new habits that you've developed that you need to maintain moving forward? I posted a video a while back about why we abandon perfectly good habits. We don't want that to happen here. If there's something you're doing that is helping you move forward with your goals, we don't want it to fall through the cracks. If you want to keep this momentum going, you have to be clear on what conditions are making this possible in the first place, especially if you intend to add more things to your plate. That's when good habits start falling through the cracks. You have to try to protect what is working for you. For goals where you have fallen behind, we'll go through a similar line of questioning. Why haven't you met those goals? What got in the way? What challenges did you run into? And before you even try to problem solve, one very important question. Do these goals still matter to you? Maybe the reason why you didn't get them done is because they're no longer relevant to you. And if so, now is a really good time to let those go. You can absolutely decide that your priorities have changed. In fact, doing so will free up your time and energy to go pursue things that actually do matter to you. You are not the same person you were 6 months ago. You are allowed to change your mind and adjust your priorities. But if those goals still matter to you, what do you need to do differently over the next 6 months to get those going? What you will end up with is a revised set of goals and a list of activities and habits you would like to either start, continue, or stop altogether. Write these things down so you can reference them later. Make every item on these lists actionable. Spend a little bit of time thinking about what you can add to these 3 lists. And that takes us to number 3, setting intentions for the rest of the year. Looking at the start, stop, continue lists you just created, how do you need to approach the rest of the year? This is where you can update your calendar and your planner. Are there any key events you need to participate or organize between now and the end of the year? Are there any important meetings or appointments you need to schedule? Are there any key dates you need to mark on your calendar? Take a moment to do that. For ongoing habits, when will you make time to do them? How can these activities be inserted into your current routine? If you want to start writing, exercising, or practicing an instrument more regularly, what days of the week can you do that? As you work on carving out time for these activities, also take into consideration when you will have the energy to do them. You may have to move some things around or even have to give up some things you're currently doing. Think through what it will take for you to actually implement these habits and activities that you have just identified. This is where you get to really work on building a realistic plan for yourself. I have a detailed video where I go over my process for planning my goals annually, quarterly, monthly, and weekly. I'll link to it somewhere on the screen, and I'll also share the link in the description box below. So that is a quick overview of my 3-part mid-year review process. If you watch the entire video in one go back through it and pause it as you go through the steps. Take your time with the process and make it fun. Get all your tools ready before you start. Your calendar, your planner, your journal, your colorful pens and markers. Make sure you have some uninterrupted time for yourself and that you set the right mood. Light a candle, turn on some relaxing music, and go to town. As always, I'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. How do you approach your mid-year review? Remember to take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.